it felt good when we got home. It was like, maybe we return the tide. So that was kind of a joyous thing. Any others? Let's pray again. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the blessings that you've bestowed upon us. We thank you for the joys that people have expressed. Lord, about the concerns that people express, we know that you are the overall healer. You are the giver of life. Sometimes we don't understand as humans how things transpire, but we know that all things do come in your time. And we just ask that you be with each and every one of those that we've spoken about, those that are still in our hearts that maybe we didn't mention today. We just ask all of this in your Son's precious holy name. Amen. Sorry, had a moment of lapse there, but I suppose we ought to go ahead and do the Lord's Prayer while we're at it. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Yeah, and I always like the way that Pastor just kind of segues right into that. I gotta practice it more.
That's evident. Okay.
Well, now it's time for receiving our tithes and offerings. So.
It's a one-man show.
All right, girl.
This morning I'm going to follow up on what Bud was talking about. You've heard it before. It's Jesus arose. You know that happened on Easter. Do you remember that, Steve? You were there. I'm sure you were. Anyway, as it turned out, about 10, 15 years ago, I leave that loosely because I don't want to pin myself down. I don't remember exact year on that one. We had a septic tank and a toilet in here. Never had that problem with the old standby. And as it turned out, we had a problem with it. Couldn't use the inside toilet, and people get so used to it. So what do? Well, right before Easter, Good Monday, Thursday, Good Friday, and we had planned as far as the soup luncheon right here in the church. So we were told as far as that we own the septic tank is owned between the county and us because it has to be on our property. They don't have room on theirs, so it's a joint venture. Okay. Now most of you can see out there where it is this morning. That isn't the way it used to be. Anyway, as it turned out, as far as the guy was supposed to be here, about 4 are Good Friday services. So we were hoping that we'd be all set with the facilities. Well, as it turned out, they didn't show up. So we told people, if you're coming to the soup supper here, go before you leave home and get home after you get done here in a hurry. Because the facilities are not working. Well, lo and behold, we got to Easter, and we didn't hear any bad reports. But as it turned out, as far as about Monday or Tuesday, right after Easter, my wife saw some people out here on this side of the church working. There's a little backhoe and another fellow with a shovel, and she said, well, there's somebody over there at the church when the county had called him. And so I went over to investigate, give my 3 cents worth, okay? Well, they were looking at a map that, I don't know, any one of you boys could have drawn that one, and I could have followed it. Because there was no way of telling what was where. Somewhere between here and there, that's all I could. Anyway, they were digging blindly out there. And I hollered at the fellow with the shovel, he's not buried there. And he goes, what? And I goes, he's not buried there. I heard he rose on Easter morning. Well, I made points, so the guy with the machine quit operating, shut her down, and he asked the same question. What'd you say? Well, I had to go for my line again. I thought it was very appropriate. We did find the problem at that time. We've had problems since. But as it turns out, as far as the second day, the helping hand was not there. So I got the help. And I got quite a relationship as far as with the fellow that was running. He was from the other side of Monticello. And ended up finding out as far as that his wife had died of cancer. And he was dating somebody down in Tipton whose husband had died of cancer. And, you know, since I was from that area, I knew the name. I didn't know them personally. But anyway, so he just shared those things with me. And he says, it's nothing personal, you know, and to go on. It's just to share some words with, some company. That's all we're looking for. So he says, anyway, he was telling me as far as his wife had died, I don't know, the day before or the day of their 36th wedding anniversary. So, you know, we had quite a repertoire. You know, I'm a good listener. You don't know that. But sometimes you have to listen and remind him that he is not buried there anymore, especially on the other side of the church. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above the heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen.
If you'll join me in the prayer of dedication. God, out of there.
In the glorious resurrection of Jesus Christ, your return after loss. Thank you for the patience you showed to Thomas, who was afraid that this was too true. You still do wonders, transforming people's lives by your Spirit, working through disciples like us. Direct our offerings to strengthen the ministries of this church, especially among people who struggle with doubt or with distance from you. We pray through Christ our risen Lord. Amen.
Our last hymn is on page 308. It's Thine Be the Glory.
Thank you.
it's time to go from this place into our everyday world, Lord, make us a blessing to all whom we meet. Give us courage and love and hope. For we ask these things in Jesus' name.
May the Lord, mighty Lord, bless and keep you forever. Grant us peace, perfect peace, courage for every endeavor. Lift up your eyes and see His face.